I am Stacy with the Stacy Esser Group, and welcome to part 2 of our All Things Home Inspection. We are sitting with Michael Amendola, and Michael has 20 years of experience and is
You're going to say 20 years old.
He's 20 years old.
I'm
Michael,
older than you.
Yeah. He has 20 years experience, and he looks no older than 20. and he is the owner, founder, operator of All Points Inspection. So last we left, our cliffhanger was you were going to share with our viewers some tips on how a seller can prepare for a home inspection.
Okay. So first and foremost, the free ones.
Okay. We like free, right?
We're here to help
free.
the homeowners. I'm a home inspector, but it's also good to help the sellers because look, our homes are castle. We don't want problems during the transaction. Quite simply, there's basic maintenance items that come up that you should take care of before you put your house on the market.
Okay, I love that you said that. So basic maintenance items, and it is so important because a buyer wants to know that a house has been well taken care of.
Right. And
showing them that the house has been maintained is absolutely going to go such a long way for their peace of mind.
Correct. Now there's certain things that are just normal age related. You're not going to go replace everything in the home, but you look for the obvious. First of all, you go from top down, your mechanical items, air conditioning, heating, plumbing issues. If you have any readily known issues, I've been having a problem with my heating system, my air conditioner's not working properly. Well, if you're picking up on that, more than likely the inspector's going to pick up on it, and probably to the next degree of finding an issue that may be costly. It's worth it to do routine maintenance on mechanical items such as heating, air conditioning, before you put the house on the market.
Okay, so let's stop there because that's a valid point. So I'm going to add to it that what we suggest is full transparency.
Yes.
Okay?
Absolutely.
There is something called a seller's disclosure. It is not mandatory. However, when a buyer and an agent sees that their seller has taken the time to fill out the disclosure form, which is basically what's happened with my house, what do I know about my house, it makes them feel comfortable, right? This is about comfort and peace of mind. So what you're saying is, before you go on the market, have all of your main systems maintenanced.
Correct.
Is that what I think you're saying?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, so heating,
if you have a central air system, and then there's simple things on the exterior, such as clean your gutters.
Oh my gosh, that's the biggest thing.
Simplest thing. It's a $75 or $100 maintenance fix, but realize that probably 80% of problems with a home that we find are water related, and gutters are one of the routine areas.
Biggest issues.
Yes.
Clean your gutters. So this is we could do hours on gutters, but it's the simplest thing. So clean the gutters, and the thing is, if God forbid you do have a water issue, you never know what now a water specialist is going to come in and say. So what you have to understand is that once Michael leaves and there is an issue, he's going to disclose the issue.
Yes.
And then as a general inspector, the next step, as we suggest, it would be to hire a specific professional that handles that one issue.
Correct.
Right?
Correct. Exactly.
So, and yeah, just cleaning your gutters. Literally. But wait, I've even had it where people have gutter guards, and they still need to be cleaned.
Gutter guards can still clog up depending on the type of trees you have in the area. If you have pine trees, for example, needles fall into the gutter guards. Sometimes the gutter guard itself might fall into the gutter and actually cause more of a jam up than the leaves would have.
So you're telling me you've seen a gutter guard fall into the gutter?
Yes.
That's great.
Yes. And also keep in mind that something simple as a clogged gutter, not only will it can lead to ice damming in the winter, which will lead to stains inside the house, but now you can promote foundation seepage issues because the water's dropping next to the house and not flowing away. Could be a costly problem. Wood destroying insects. What attracts termites and carpenter ants? Moisture. If your gutters are backed up, the water goes in your roof line, which is wood, and now you make an attractive nesting grounds for carpenter ants. If it's next to the foundation near the ground, now you can promote termite.
Okay, so we want to get rid of water as much as possible.
Water's one of the single biggest.
It's huge. It's huge. All right, we agree water's a big issue.
Yes.
We could do more about it, but let's move on to the next one. So wood destroying insects.
Yes.
So what do you recommend?
So wood destroying insects. Sometimes it's obvious you have an ant problem. Termites aren't quite as obvious. It's probably best, since the termites probably affect more than half the homes at some point, to carry a service contract with a pest control professional.
All right. So what we're saying is, and we recommend all of our clients to have a preventative policy with
Yes.
a pest control company, right?
Yes, termites are common, carbonites are common, serious damage isn't as common, but you usually don't find out you have it until there is a problem. You want to stop it before there's a
Right,
fight.
and if there was termite damage, it's often you can't see it.
Correct.
And so you don't know the extent of the damage. Okay, so we have, what other tips can you give our sellers on what to do prior to a home inspection?
Another big thing is that often or sometimes comes up that can be costly remedy or get you stuck in the process of closing is if you've done any construction in the home, that you close out any permits. If you didn't take out permits and you should have, get them, because that can
Right.
stop the whole process later on.
All right, so what we're going to say is go to the town, make sure that you've closed out all your permits for anything that you may have done. Just double check that all your permits have been closed. Okay,
Yes.
that's a good one. What else?
As far as we're going back to the maintenance item, so, and the next maintenance item are just simple things. You have a drippy faucet, you have an outlet, you know it doesn't work, but you never got around to fixing it. Do it before you put the house in the market,
Right.
because once it gets into a report, it's going to be scrutinized more. Now it's on basically a document in the attorney's hands, and
Right.
that can cause more stress and be a more costly fix later on.
Right. So, general handyman stuff, right?
Correct,
I would
correct.
say, have a handyman go through the house.
Absolutely, and if it's something that requires a licensed person, like plumbing, electric, you have somebody come in. It
Yeah.
doesn't, not necessarily a big expense, but just do a basic check, and that'll save a lot of stress and cost later on.
Great. So let's talk about pre-inspection. So, do you suggest? Because we do, we do. We suggest at this point for people to have their home pre-inspected, and the goal is obviously to just become aware of maybe some issues with the house that you weren't aware of. I can tell you that 9 out of 10 homes when we go in, the sellers say, my house is fine. Nothing's wrong with my house. My house is perfect. I take amazing care of my house. And by the way, I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
But there's just stuff they don't know, and they don't know what they don't know. So we always suggest to have a pre-inspection. What are your thoughts?
It's becoming more common. 2 reasons. One, we all think we're the king or queen of our castle. We take it personally. Eliminate the personal part out of it. You may take excellent care of your house, but there's things that you don't always aren't always
know.
visible that you don't know.
Right, you don't know.
And also, look, not everybody's handy, and so if you're not sure what to look for, when not, it's worth it to have a person come through, because the minimal cost of doing the inspection might save you a lot of headache.
Saves you a lot
during
of
the
headache.
buying and selling process. The other thing too is you're also leaving your hand at the mercy of contractors that come in once you sell a house and we do have an inspection. You find a problem. Now there's the panic situation. I need to get somebody in right away to fix this. Now there's always now you're in a position where you might not be able to negotiate the proper price for a fix because you're under a pressure situation, and that's just more added stress, which you don't need at that time.
Total stress. So
Yes.
what I think you're saying is essentially getting ahead of it means that you keep the leverage in your hands, which is something we tell our sellers all the time.
Be proactive.
Be proactive.
Yes.
Be transparent. Pre-inspections are a great way to know what you don't know, and you should assume you don't know.
Correct.
Even if your house is on the newer side, even if you think you're handy, just double check, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So okay, so we went through maintenance. I always like to tell my sellers to keep the paperwork on all prior anything prior they've done to their home, so they could show the buyer, here's what I've done, here's the paperwork, here's whom I've done it with, and to continue regular maintenance.
Absolutely. You want to take any question marks out of the buying and selling process.
Such an excellent point.
Take the question marks out. It takes stress away from you, and again, it goes back to finances. Do you want to get caught in that part where now we're closing and I'm told I need to fix this, this, and this, I'm not sure, but now I have to spend the money to do it, when it could have been taken care of.
Could have been taken
earlier.
care of.
Yes.
And buyers typically will double and triple the price in their heads of what something actually costs, just because they don't know.
Well, exactly.
And then they want to be, kind of compensated for having to do the work.
you want to have the repairs in your control and not going between two attorneys trying to get you through a buying process.
Not fun at all. All right, so thank you so much, Michael Amendola, for being here. Part 2.
Yes, we made it through.
We made it through of our home inspection series. So Michael Amendola is the founder, owner of All Points Inspections. All of his contact information is going to be on the site, so people can know where to find you.
Very good.
And actually what we're going to do next time is kind of go over the breadth of a home inspection. So you have a very kind of quirky way of looking at a home inspection, and I am excited to share that with everybody, and maybe we'll even get you to do a hands-on and show us what exactly you do with parts of that home inspection.
Sure.
Is that all right?
Very good.
All right, so stay tuned for part 3 of our home inspection series. I'm Stacy with Stacy Esser Group. Thanks so much for watching.